Simple Energy has come out with a heavily upgraded version of their Simple One e-scooter. It's more than just being about last mile mobility. I think we're talking about a product over here that is looking at replacing the 100cc segment or the small urban scooter segment as well. But does it have the minerals to sort of overtake that segment and to do the numbers that Simple Energy is talking about? They're looking at selling about 60,000 units of these. Currently, there's only 2,500 of these on the road. And with 10 dealerships and looking at expanding to 400 dealerships, Simple Energy does have a game plan in place. But let's take a look at what the product is about first. I'm Vikram Gore, you're watching MOTORSCRIBES, and in this video, we're going to be unraveling the Simple One 1.5, as this version is called. Well, let's just jump right in terms of the design and what it looks like and what you get in terms of all the details on the Simple One over here. Well, you know, you set your eyes on it, it's definitely a good looking scooter. You take a look at it all around, great attention to detail. They've done a fine job in putting the scooter together. I have to say that the fit and finish is actually quite outstanding. You do see that they've actually taken a lot of time to get the panel gaps right to ensure that it has that upmarket top-notch finish. But getting closer in and looking at the details over here, you've got some neat LED lighting up top. You've got this blacked out handle, which is again something that looks really neat with the rest of the package. And as you move along, you've got your large LED headlight, which again looks very sci-fi, very upmarket, very modern, and definitely gives the Simple One a persona of its own. Another key detail are these wings that you do get on the front. In this version, it's highlighted in red. And like I was talking about with the fit and finish, you can see that right over here. You know, the panel gaps, everything has been done really well to give it a very upmarket premium look. You've got turn signals integrated over here and looks very neat. Getting lower down, as you can see, nice large wheels, pretty nice and chunky as well, which I particularly liked, because when you're looking at riding on Indian roads, those pothole roads and everything, it really makes a difference in what you're getting over here. So the tire size is 90-90-12. That's what you get up front. And of course, if I move around over here, you can see that it's got disc brakes up front as well. So that's again something that is great attention to detail, gives you great stopping power as well. And you've got your front forks, so a neat suspension setup. I will be talking about ride quality and all of that in a bit, but just for now, just giving you details on what you get in terms of the design over here. So again, the panels, again, they feel really upmarket. I think they've done a great job in sort of sculpting the scooter and getting that design element just going for you. Even over here, when you look at your controls, the buttons feel great. You've got a whole bunch of controls over here to manage stuff on your screen. So everything has been integrated really well. Gives you a nice fit and finish. Even over here, you can see that the attention to detail in getting the panel gaps right is top notch. As we move along, a neat large floorboard. I've got a size 12 shoe and it fits pretty easily. I can just give you a quick demo of that. So I can get my foot in here very easily, and that is definitely something that is very welcome on a e-scooter. I've seen other e-scooters where it's very hard to get your foot in over there. Moving along, over here you've actually got an integrated battery unit in the floorboard. So that's a 3.7 kilowatt hour battery pack that is integrated into the scooter, and that's also been done really neat. And you can see the fine attention to detail. You only get a side stand, which is part of the package, but I'm hoping that they do offer a center stand as well. As you come around to the back, neat grab handles, they feel good, nice and upmarket, very cool looking tail lamps and turn signals, and overall a pretty sporty look towards the rear as well. Even when you view it from the rear three-quarter look, you can see that it's got a nice sporty look to it. that is quite upmarket, and you also get a nice chunky tire at the back as well. Same size as the front. You've got your disc brake right over here too, an aluminum swing arm, and right in there is where you can see the rear suspension as well as the electric drive motor, which well, Simple Energy puts together for the Simple One. So, you know, overall the design is pretty outstanding. The fit and finish is top notch. It's got a great profile as well, looks sporty, looks young, and is definitely something that will gel with a lot of people. But well, before I wrap up design, let's talk about the seat over here. What you do get is a nice, really wide seat, and it's easy for two people to be seated on it very comfortably. Even tall people will find it very comfortable, and I think that that is something where they've paid attention to ergonomics as well. Now, while I have spoken about the ergonomics and the design and fit and finish, it's time to take a look at what you do get on board with the Simple One. So to start with, right underneath the seat, you get a ton of storage space. So currently I've got the charging unit in here, but if this was something that I don't want to carry around, I can actually get a full face helmet in here very easily. It's about 30 liters of storage. There's a nice LED light that you get in here. You've got your OBD diagnostics port in here, as well as a USB port for you to charge your devices while on the go. Add to that, now I did mention that in the floorboard you've got a 3.7 kilowatt hour battery pack, but the Simple One actually gets a 5 kilowatt hour battery solution, which is actually two batteries. So one is this removable unit, which is a 1.3 kilowatt hour battery pack, and this plus the 3.7 gives you 5 kilowatt hours of power, and you can actually monitor both batteries on board in the diagnostics on the screen. Now this thing weighs about 10 kilos. You can actually take it home and charge it if you had to, but if you do plug in the Simple One on a charger, it will charge the floorboard one first and then this. Also, you can ride around with just that battery pack. You don't have to take this everywhere. If you have shorter commutes, you want to leave this at home for a charge, it's possible. It's a very neat solution and pretty easy to manage as well. So that's again something that Simple is doing that's pretty innovative and pretty neat. Last but not the least, you do get your little first aid kit strapped to the bottom of the seat over here. But I have to say that overall, very neatly done, very neatly integrated, and well thought out. Now moving on to where do you charge your scooter. Right over here is where you flip it up. You can plug in the charger right in here, and this is your charging port where you can actually get a lot done. Last but not the least is what you get on board with the vehicle diagnostics. So, you know, you get on board, you fire it up, and what you do have is a pretty neat screen over here, and it gives you a lot in terms of details. So from the get-go, you can see that you got your range, your speed, all of that on the main screen. You can hold down the battery part of it, and it will tell you how much the main battery has and how much the portable does. So currently it's about 98% charge on both of them, offering me a total range of about 190 kilometers, with the floor battery giving me 140 and the portable one giving me about 150. So that's one bit of it. And coming back to the main screen, what you can also do is you can upload your documents. You can have your registration, your driver's license, all of those details in the screen over here, so you don't have to carry them around with you, and it's easy access for you as well. Apart from that, you've got navigation, you've got Bluetooth connectivity, so it will pair with your earphones, or if you have a helmet which has Bluetooth set built in, you know, you can pair it with that as well. Play back your music, get turn-by-turn navigation in the headset, and a lot of that has been thought through too. Last but not the least, you've got some very interesting features that the Simple One does offer over here, and I'm just going to try and demonstrate them. So I'm just going to start this up, and you hold down the brake, press the start button, and it's ready to go. Now if you're in traffic, you don't want to be stuck with the fact that, you know, when you accelerate, it'll sort of surge ahead. So you hold down the park function, slide it up, and it shifts into a forward crawl mode. So now with forward crawl, I accelerate and it moves very gradually. So this will do it at very slow speeds, and it's easy to use whether you're in a parking place or trying to get moving in stop-go traffic. But to help you get out of a parking spot, all you have to do is hold down the brake. There's a reverse button over here. Hold that down and it shifts into reverse. So now I'm in reverse and I can just walk the scooter out if I had to. So that's again something very neat and nicely done on the Simple One. Apart from that, overall, they have done a host of improvements to the software, to the hardware, and yes, the Simple One has been in the market for a while, but this is the 1.5 version, so we're talking about a host of upgrades that make it better, a little bit more upmarket, and definitely with more range as well. They're talking about a 10 to 15% increase in range over the previous generation one, and on test, it has done about 250 kilometers on a single charge, which is pretty decent for an urban commuter scooter. Now, while Simple Energy has managed to boost the range on the Simple One, the 1.5 version, they've not really changed the battery setup and the power output or the motor. It's just about fine tweaks that have added to this increase in range. So what you'd still get on board, as I mentioned earlier, is that the combined battery power output is about 5 kilowatt hours. The peak power is 8.5 kilowatts, which is roughly about 11.5 PS. And it's got 72 Newton meters of torque. It can do 0 to 40 in 2.77 seconds. And you also get multiple ride modes. So you got Eco, Dash, Sonic, and your ride mode. So between the three, you can choose what you want to be doing. Actually, it's 4 modes, sorry. So between the 4, you can choose what you want to be doing. Of course, the range changes accordingly, but it's got a top speed of 105 that you can hit. And I've been pretty much in eco mode, and I can tell you that that's pretty much what you need for in-city commutes. You really don't need to switch it up all that much. It's still pretty peppy in that mode. And as we're talking about ride and quality over here, I have been taking around Bangalore for a nice spin in the morning, and I can tell you that the ride quality is also pretty outstanding. They've done a great job in the way that they've set up the suspension. You go over bumps, you go over speed breakers, you don't get jostled around, you stay pretty composed on the bike, and at the same time, I think it's very comfortable. It's something that you can use for your daily commute. It feels nice and spritey. It's got that pep and that kick to it. Shift into Sonic mode, yes, it turns into a very sporty scooter that you can actually take for a nice blast down a nice empty stretch, and it will put a smile on your face. So no complaints when it comes to overall ride and handling. You don't feel the weight either. It's something that's pretty nimble in that sense, easy to maneuver. I didn't have any trouble with any of that going around town either. So all in all, I think it's been put together pretty well. A fun little machine to pelt around town. And if you are looking for a nice e-scooter in your garage that's pretty practical too, as compared to some of the others, you might want to consider the new Simple One. It is something that's pretty interesting. Well, last but not the least, there is a bit of safety also built into the Simple One. So it has this fall-safe mechanism. So if the scooter is to tip over or fall, the sensors on board figure out that the scooter is falling, and they immediately cut off the motor. Because a lot of times, we've seen this in the past where the motor stays on, people pick up their e-scooter and the rear wheel actually catches and it moves forward and drops again. So to prevent such accidents from happening, if you are in an unfortunate fall, know that the Simple One is going to cut off the motor, and when you do pick it back up, it's going to be in safe hands. Well, that's just one of the few things that they have integrated in here, which I think is pretty awesome and well thought through. But overall, it's a fun little scooter. It's something that's very useful in the urban environment. And I think that they've gotten a lot right. Like I said, attention to detail is one of their highlights. The fact that they've boosted the range, they've made it a little bit more practical. You've got a lot of storage space on board. It's easy to use. The dual battery setup is pretty innovative. So you do have a lot going for it. But at the end of the day, we've seen EVs, still being a very small part of the overall two-wheeler market segment. And that penetration is something that Simple is definitely looking at cracking. And I think that as they expand their dealer network, which is a target of 400 plus outlets by the end of 2025, each one of those outlets will be attached to a service network as well. So they will have a service center attached to each one of those outlets. And I think that that's about giving the customers the confidence that yes, if you do choose to move to an EV, it's not just about someone doing a small operation. These guys are here, they're showing a lot of commitment to that space. And I think that that is truly the hero of the story here, is that they are looking at expanding and they're expanding in the right way. If you do have any further questions, you want to know more about the product, you want to know more about their plans, feel free to write in. It's my promise and the MOTORSCRIBES promise that we answer every question that comes in on our channel. Till date, we've answered over 10,000 of those questions, and we'd love to hear from you too.